So today we're going to be looking at public relations. We're going to look at the differences between public relations, marketing, and branding, and how we can use all three to strategize to reach our customers, engage with them, and keep them engaged with our company. So let's talk about it right now. This is about the combination of creativity and business. This isn't an aesthetic decision, this is a business decision. Alright, public relations. What is public relations and why should you care about it if you're a creative or a business owner and you're trying to figure out how to brand your company? What does it even matter? Well, you've probably heard the term public relations, but a lot of times that's kind of confusing to understand because public relations people do a lot of different things. Like, do they do crisis management or do they do news media stuff? What is this thing we call public relations? Well, in its simplest form, a public relations strategy is just your strategy for disseminating information to your audience. That's why it's called public relations, because you are trying to build a relationship with your audience, the public. So you're trying to release information strategically that will keep your audience, the public, engaged in your company. Now you might be thinking, that sounds a lot like marketing, that sounds a lot like advertising. Aren't those two kind of the same thing? Well, the big difference between public relations and marketing is that public relations is not paid. It is earned. So you don't actually invest money to put your public relations content or your news out in front of people. If you do, that's marketing, that's advertising. You're paying to get in front of your customers. Instead, a public relations strategy is contingent on creating content that your audience wants to consume. By definition, PR is about releasing content that your audience wants to engage with. So it's actually called earned media because you're earning the time in front of your customers. This means either news stations are writing about it, or you yourself, your company is blogging about it or releasing a video, and customers, the audience, the public, is watching it because they're interested in it. A company that does a really good job with their PR is Tesla. We talked about the Tesla brand a little while ago. Again, check out that video if you want to learn more about Tesla's branding, but they have a really strong PR campaign. They don't usually pay for media, they don't advertise, they don't market, but rather they release information in such a way that the news media or you, the public, find out about it, and then you want to talk about it without them having to pay a dime for that time spent in front of you. So if you're a creative professional and you're developing brand materials or you're developing marketing strategies and marketing pieces for your clients, it's really important that you understand what PR is and how it works in this grand scheme of things. In the video where I talked about the difference between branding and marketing, we said that branding was the attraction strategy. It's how do we look and feel, what's our personality that's going to attract customers to us. And then we said marketing is our reach strategy. It's how do we find our customers out there in the marketplace and pay to get our stuff in front of them. That's marketing. Public relations, however, is your ability to release content and information that's engaging to your audience and therefore keeps them stuck to your company. You draw them in and keep them there because they want to consume that content. Branding, marketing, and public relations all work together to build a relationship with your customer, to keep them engaged. Here's how the three of them work together. See, your brand is your attraction strategy, your personality. And the higher quality your branding strategy is, the better your brand is at attracting customers to your company, the more effective your marketing will be. But you have to market in order for your brand to be effective, right? Like if you don't pay money to get in front of those customers, you could have a great brand, but if you just keep it where nobody knows about it, then you're never going to attract anybody. So your brand directly impacts your marketing efforts. And your marketing is your reach strategy. So your marketing strategy is finding out where your audience is and then how can we pay money to get in front of them. So your marketing strategy goes part of the way to get in front of those audience members, and then your brand brings them in. But here's the thing, once they're in your fold, once they're in your audience, how do you keep them there? That's where PR comes in. See, PR is your ability to release content that your customers want to be engaged with. So they are actively engaging with your company and building and establishing that relationship. So your marketing will get in front of your customer, your brand will attract your customers to your company, and then your PR strategy will keep them engaged in that company's news and information and publicity. This is how you can build a really effective strategy to find customers, keep them, and build your audience. It's really important to understand that each one of these areas actually affects the others, right? If your attraction strategy, your brand isn't good, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at marketing, people aren't going to care. They're like, this doesn't look like something I want to be a part of. But if your branding is really good and your marketing is really good and your PR is really bad, people will see you, they'll be attracted to your brand, they'll engage, and then as soon as they start following your company, they'll soon die off because you're not releasing content that's applicable to them, your audience members. In the same way, if you have a great branding strategy, you're really attractive and you have really great content, good PR, but you're not marketing, you have no marketing strategy, you'll never get in front of the people that you need to get in front of to build your audience, to build your fan base. In that case, they'll just never know about you because they never saw any of your marketing. To summarize everything, I like to think about it this way. Your brand has a huge impact on your marketing strategy. If your brand is really effective, your marketing will be that much more effective. In the same way, your marketing has a huge effect on your PR. Your ability to reach your audience has a big impact on your ability to keep them engaged and generate content that they care about. And likewise, your PR has a huge impact on your brand, because without being able to release quality content that gets picked up by the media, picked up by your viewers and your audience, and engaged with, then you can't build a sustainable brand, because you're going to be reaching people and attracting them, but they're not going to care, or it's going to hurt your brand image as they think, yeah, I thought this was a great brand to be engaged with, but now I'm not so sure. And they kind of fall out of relationship with your company. So you have to have all three pieces dynamically working together to effectively reach, attract, and keep your audience. I hope you learned something in this video, and if you did, please comment down below and let me know what you think, and let me know also what content you want to see me create so I can keep making videos for you guys. And in the meantime, I'll see you all in the next video.